Hello everyone, it is I, James the Squirrel. I'm here with Nicky, and it's NXT time! Yay!
It's the best time of the week.
Not this week. Definitely not this week, because this week is not only E3, but also Dominion!
Oh
Yay!
yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that.
Oh yeah, like
But
I will be watching it. At time of recording, I believe it's tomorrow.
are they gonna have like G1 climax matches in there?
No, it's Dominion is its own pay per view, but it will decide whether Kenny Omega or Okada are in the G1 climax or not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Kenny Omega's fucking winning that thing.
the only reason I would see him not winning is if he knows he's not going to be at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, like if this is his farewell match, then he'll do the honors to Okada.
But what I believe will happen is he's going to win it, and then he'll lose it at Wrestle Kingdom, and then head to WWE.
Yeah, and it makes all the sense in the world for him to win since they're doing that American tour.
Oh
so
yeah,
it would make sense, and then it would make sense to have an American guy as champion. So
yeah.
yeah. All right. So before this whole thing started, they promised two big prime time matches. Killian Dane versus Noe Jose and Hideo Itami versus Oni Lorcan. I like that they consider Oni Lorcan a primetime main event guy. That's cool.
Same with No Way.
Yeah.
No Way is at when it comes to NXT upper mid card.
I'd say solid mid card.
Yes, yeah. Solid mid card, maybe in that upper mid card region where he might get a title shot, but more likely than not.
Not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we kick things off with Heavy Machinery versus Victor Andrews and Lars Sullivan. Now, for those wondering, Lars Sullivan was Dylan Miley from a few weeks back. Yeah, this was fun.
I will be talking about a name change that will happen, but when we get to that, I'll explain why.
Okay. Something weird that I noticed when Heavy Machinery was walking down the ramp, Otis kept shaking his leg for some reason. Like, it looked like he had a pebble stuck in his knee pad or something. Like he was trying to shake it out. Just like, it's bugging me.
Well, sometimes after you've been stretching and such, your leg just feels a bit off.
Yeah, I guess his leg felt off.
Yeah.
So they actually did a picture-in-picture interview with Victor Andrews, who is just 100% scrawny. And he said he was nervous about his partner, but that this was the biggest match of his life, and he didn't have time to be nervous. And then Lars's gigantic hand just right on his shoulder.
Engulfed
him. Just shits his pants. Just all over the floor.
Yeah. He needed to wear the brown pants.
Then you couldn't tell. Brown in the front, brown in the back, yellow in the front.
Yes.
Gross. So, this match started with Sullivan and Knight, and Lars was actually holding his own with Trevor, or with
Heavy Machinery.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what Tucker Knight. Knight. He was holding his own with Tucker, and like it looked like a pretty solid matchup, and like it was kind of back and forth in the early stages, to the point where Sullivan was able to body slam Tucker Knight. Then
a tag happened.
Yeah, Scrawny Dude decided, I have to get into this match for reasons. Like, and he demanded a tag and got in, and then Heavy Machinery started doing Heavy Machinery things.
And you can guess where this went.
Yeah. Like, okay, what would you do if you were Lars Sullivan's tag team partner?
Sit on the edge of the ring and watch.
Yeah, I was about to say, I would let him do all the work and just be like, good job, buddy.
Maybe Maybe come in there to break pins up and such.
Yeah, yeah. Be the wingman.
Yeah.
But Victor Daniels did not see things that way. So Heavy Machinery started getting on a roll, and they hit Andrews with the finisher, which they are now calling the Compactor.
Which I like.
That's a good name.
Yes.
That fits very well. So Heavy Machinery leave. Sullivan is pissed. He gets into the ring. Crowd starts chanting delete.
Poor little guy. I don't even remember his name.
Victor Andrews.
Yeah, poor Andrews.
Yeah, he got moited. Sullivan beat the shit out of him. Hit 2 big slam type finishers. Honestly, it kind of looked like a Jeff Cobb finisher. But then he left, and the crowd was chanting at him, "Say you're sorry."
That was funny.
No word on whether he actually did or not.
I believe the next match was Sarah Logan versus one of the Dynamic Duo.
Well, that was the next match, but before that, well, first we had a quick recap of last week's main event. No Way Jose's return, Killian saying no one's safe. Then Roderick Strong came out for a promo.
Oh yeah, that promo that I got bored of.
Yeah, like I want to get into Roderick Strong, but like
Roddy needs a manager.
It's not that he needs a manager; he just needs a different like gimmick. Cause like his whole thing is just I got a wife and kid, and I'm just like cool.
Looks over at
anything else.
Looks over at the 5 other people on the main roster who have had that story and done it better.
Yeah, So he comes out, says he shared his story, and the crowd accepted him, or like he was kind of ashamed about his story, but the crowd accepted him. Woo-hoo-hoo. But it was just like, just felt so boring. I don't know. Then Bobby Roode came out, and things got way less boring.
Bobby is good at what Bobby does. Bobby should be on main roster.
I agree, but I also want him to hold that NXT title for a long time.
He actually kind of has already.
I mean, like, hold that shit for a year.
No.
Because here's the thing. NXT has a very high number of faces right now. Even with Hideo's turn later tonight, like, they're still top heavy on faces. So they might as well just have all the faces go through Bobby, lose, and go up. And then that way, you restock, maybe build some more heels so that when a face wins, you could have heels to challenge them.
There is one slight problem. Most of the good heels in the indie scene will be treated as faces by the crowd in NXT.
Well, that's why you gotta go hard on the heel turn. Like, whenever Bobby Roode showed up, like, before he started bad-mouthing him, they were on board with Bobby Roode.
They're still on board with him.
Yeah, but he's still at least... He still at least gets boos when he calls for him. So, like... Same for Eric Young.
Well, Eric Young... See, Eric Young... How do I put it? Unless you're a really big TNA fan, and you probably didn't know that much about Eric Young.
Couldn't you say the same thing about Bobby Roode? Because as far as I know, he was never in Ring of Honor or PWG. He's just a TNA guy.
I don't think so.
So, anyway, Bobby Roode comes out. He's got a handkerchief, and he's wiping away tears. He's just like, oh, God.
It looked like a roll of toilet paper.
His story was so heart-wrenching. Oh, man.
It really did look like he was wiping his eyes with toilet paper.
He may have been. Maybe I was wrong about the handkerchief. But, yeah, so Bobby's like, Roddy, you've got a lot of good things going in your wife. in your life. You're winning matches, finally. You've got a marginally hot wife. You've got a kind of
Ow.
normal kid. Oh my god, it was great. And Roddy just had this look on his face, like, "Oh, is that how it's gonna be, you son of a bitch, huh?" Oh my god, it was so good. And
Yeah. Like, Bobby Roode can do a really good promo. We know this. These are facts we know. The problem
yeah,
is he's like, how do I put it? It's like when someone. It would be like if you put CM Punk next to like Jinder Mahal and said, "Have a promo off."
yeah, Punk would just run circles around him.
Yes, and that's kind of what's happening here, and it's not like it's making Roddy like Roddy in the ring looks really good. The moment that bell stops, the moment the match is no longer a factor, he doesn't look that good.
Yeah, I feel like like there's a way that they can go with this, because like this was all over, Roddy kind of looked like he was about to cry. Like he looked like how he, like you remember when the Miz was like getting ran down by John Cena on the build to Mania this year,
Yeah,
and like Miz kind of just looked like a shithead afterwards.
yeah.
Like this is kind of happening with Roddy. Like what should have happened was he should have been taking this, and then you just start seeing like rage in his eyes, and like, oh, you're gonna talk shit about my family, huh? Well, guess what? That's how you die.
That's how you end up with a backbreaker.
Yeah, because that's basically what happened with his feud with Eric Young. Like Young started talking shit about his family, started talking about his wife and kiddo, and Roddy like got really vengeful about it, and then he won. Like
Hmm.
that made him look really good.
Maybe. That's showing us that he might not be winning that belt.
That's fine, but like still make it look like he could.
Yeah, like you, it's okay if you kind of can see the finish coming partway through the match,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not good when you can see it several weeks out.
Yeah, because there's no chance Roderick's picking up the title just yet. Like maybe in a year or so he'll pick up the
Or
title.
half a year, depending on who
Yeah,
gets it off
6 months
Bobby.
minimum.
Yeah, like half a year to a year is when we see. I think we both agree that's around the time he'll get the belt,
Yeah,
if he
like
gets it.
yeah, like if their analog for Roderick Strong right now is Sami Zayn's NXT run, then Roddy still has a couple more pay-per-view main event losses to go before he picks up the world title.
Yeah. Of course, they could do
But
something slightly different where he can't, where he's on and off, but whenever it's like a big match, he just can't get up.
right, exactly.
Dick joke.
But yeah, he basically did that with Eric Young. He was the first person to pin Eric Young.
Hmm.
That's a big deal. So anyway, so Bobby Roode came off looking like cool badass heel, and Roddy looked exactly like what Roode called him, which is a good hand.
Yeah. Good in the ring. Eh.
And he told him to stay in his lane.
Yeah. Like that promo hurt him very badly.
It wasn't
Like
great.
even if he got a dominant victory over Bobby, I don't think it would really fix it.
Not yet, at least. Like he needs,
Yeah.
like they need to turn some more people heel so that Strong has some people to really sink his teeth into.
I
Uh,
do
so at,
I do like the fact that they're making Killian Dane more of his own thing.
that's cool. That is
Yeah.
cool. I like that. So Nikki Cross was backstage after this. She was banging her head against the wall and talking about Asuka and Ruby Riott. And then the camera zooms out and she's on a roof, and like the wall that she was slamming her head on was like a generator of some kind.
Yeah, like an air conditioner unit or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of cool, but like didn't really do much. Just showed, hey, Nikki's crazy. Did you know
Yeah,
that?
yes, we know she's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's nice to get that reminder every so often, I guess. Um, After that, it's James's favorite time of the day. It's time for a Paul Ellering vignette.
I skipped this because I'm sick of it. I like
Uh,
it's the
this one
exact
was
same fucking vignette every fucking time with
well, this one
slight
was
editing.
a little different. This time, Ellering was talking about the other teams in NXT, and it oddly enough, it really showed how like thin the roster is in
Yeah.
the tag team division, because like he was listing them off, and he was like the Hungry, talking about Heavy Machinery, the Gifted, talking about Sabatelli and Moss, and the Misguided, talking about Sanity. Like when Sabatelli and Moss are being brought up as like the third or fourth best team in NXT, Mayday!
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh, by the way, the injured guy from TM61's coming back.
Yay! Bring back more Aussies.
Yay! Aussie,
Yeah.
Aussie, Aussie. But yeah, after that, he was like, or happiness is a fantasy, pain is reality, accept your pain and dominance. And blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
Usual bullshit from Paul Ellering.
it was fine. Then we get to the Sarah Logan Peyton Royce match.
So, before we start talking about this match, I need to make something clear.
Mm-hmm.
One, Sarah Logan's going to get a fucking name change.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is the name of X-23 of Marvel.
Oh,
Yes. She has to
well,
legally change that name, otherwise WWE will be in the shit.
that might be a bit of an issue. Okay, I did not know that.
That would
But
be like me walking into the WWE with the words, I'm a Marvel superhero tagged on myself. If it's a tattoo, like if it's a tattoo of like the Marvel logo or something, or like that kind of
to be
thing,
fair, Braun Strowman has a Superman tattoo on him.
yeah, but like that kind of stuff, they get away with because it's just like it's a tattoo. You can't do anything about it, and legal ain't gonna do anything. But when it's a name of a wrestler,
Yeah.
you can't
If
make
Michael Cole,
merch. You
if
can't.
Michael Cole comes out and is like, "Here comes Wade Wilson,"
Yeah, it's like the only time I think they could get away with that is if it was if it was a collaboration between, like, for instance, say if Stephen Amell was during that whole Stephen Amell thing, if he came out as the Green Arrow,
yeah,
and it was
yeah,
like a collab thing,
or like WCW's like Kiss Demon thing, or
yeah,
something like.
like something like that. That's different because that's all legally fine and everyone's on board with it. But this, I have a feeling we will not be seeing Sarah Logan ever again.
Yeah, well, like, I I would be totally fine if they changed her name back to what it was back when she was in the Indies, because Sarah Logan was Crazy Mary Dobson.
Oh, that's Mary Dobson.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really good. Like
Oh
that.
yeah,
Like
I liked her.
that's the only like criticism I had of the match.
What her name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
match was
I
really
do
good.
like how Nigel just went like all in with her character, talking about her, like born in the woods, wrestled a goat on her uncle Tater's farm. Just
Uncle
like,
Poe Tato. Hardy, hardy,
but
hardy.
yeah, really laid in on the whole redneck thing.
Mm.
But yeah, like Sarah Logan, like, or Mary Dobson or whatever they change her name to, like I think that could. I think she's got something. I think she can be someone in the women's division.
Change her name to Sister Abigail.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I fucking want to know who Sister Abigail is. God fucking damn it! It's one of the biggest mysteries in WWE at the moment.
Yeah.
Who?
Well, for me to care about it, I'd also have to care about Bray Wyatt, and I kind of don't.
I care about him because he's a good wrestler and a good talker, and it pisses me off that he doesn't get his due.
He's one of those things.
Yes.
He's a good wrestler.
Oh wait, he's good on the mic.
He he's good on the mic if they give him good stuff to say. Otherwise, he just comes across as
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, as long as he's like, when it's just do Bray Wyatt stuff, it expels Wyatt stuff at the camera. It's like really bad. But when he's got to target someone and such, he's
mm-hmm.
really good.
Yeah. So
Especially if
anyway,
he's into it.
okay. So getting back to the women's division match. So this was pretty good. Like, they're building up Peyton Royce, I guess, for an upcoming match with Ember Moon. So
They got to give her a
Royce got
few wins so she's a credible threat.
yeah, and Peyton got a lot of good stuff in. She's got a sweet fucking roundhouse kick. That was cool.
Oh yeah, but both of them have good moves in the ring.
Yeah, but okay, move of the night, like across. Okay, not across all shows, but at least of this one match. So Peyton Royce started doing a three amigo suplex, and she did one and then two, and then the third thing was like a rolling Death Valley driver.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was.
And I've got one little problem with this though. So Royce ended up hitting her finisher, which is the perfect plex.
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't the perfect plex just be the third of her three amigo suplexes? Because, like, to me at least, and this is a little bit of a pet peeve of mine, but to me, like, your strongest move should be your finisher. Like, the one that causes the most damage.
Yeah, the one.
That rolling.
The one that looks the coolest. Well,
Yeah,
not always
exactly.
the coolest, but the one you can hit on a dime.
Right, and look like it'll, like, really do. It'll put someone away. That rolling Death Valley driver is that move for Peyton Royce. That should be her finisher.
Maybe they didn't know she could, like, they didn't, like, maybe the upper, like, the trainers and such were like, okay, you're doing, this is your finish. Like,
And, like, they just assigned it to her?
they assigned it to her because she could do it really well and such, but they didn't know how well she could make that rolling Death Valley driver look. I could see her getting a finish change when she moves to main.
I would be in favor of that because that rolling that is it a rolling or a cartwheel Death Valley driver?
I don't remember. I'd have to rewatch the match.
Yeah, I don't think they actually said, like, because in my notes I put a rolling fireman's carry slam, and then some. I think it was Steven Larson said something about a Death Valley driver, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a Death Valley driver. But yeah, either way, like Sarah did get some good offense in. Like she like head butted like
that
Peyton
headbutt
Royce
looked good.
really hard. It looked good. Running knee right in the face.
Yeah,
She
it's like
she got some good strikes in.
she got a lot of good offense in, but she didn't hit something that you could say that's her finish.
Yeah,
Which
maybe
means
the left
she's
knee, but like that's just a signature, I would say.
yeah, like there are very few people who can pull off a running knee as a finisher.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan is one of the few, and it's like, and he threw himself at them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Next was
the thing with Andrade.
Oh yeah, that.
So someone came out to try and interview Andrade. He didn't even acknowledge them. He had three hot ladies around him. Fourth lady comes up and is like, "Is this who you are now?" And just slaps the shit out of him.
And he doesn't care at all.
No fucks given. Now, do you want to know who that fourth lady was?
Who?
That was Thea Trinidad. She was in TNA for a little while. I want to say she was Sarita?
Oh, yeah, Sarita.
Either Sarita or Rosita.
Yeah, half-baked character, not that good in the ring.
Well, she's gotten better in that.
Yeah, that's going me off my memory of TNA. So
Yeah, yeah,
that is not indicative of how she is right now.
yeah. Like, I guess this might be a decent time to mention that WWE had a couple of new signees lately.
Oh yeah, because they're ramping up for the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, they finally signed Evie.
We may
That's
do. Here's a question: do we want to do a thing on that? Because that will involve a lot of NXT girls.
yeah, I would say that might be a good idea. But
Mm,
like, there's a couple of people in there that I'm excited about.
yeah. Next was, I believe.
Time for some strong style.
Oh yeah, this match. This match that felt like it's so good. It's so good.
Oni Lorcan is in my top 5 favorite wrestlers in NXT right now, maybe top 3. Like Oni.
Okay, expose your top list.
Okay, all right, we can go with that. One, I'll be quick. One, Aleister Black.
Yeah. Me
Two,
too.
two, uh, Cassius Ono. Like he feels like a cool, like younger uncle.
He is my third. My two is
Yeah,
Bobby Roode.
yeah, because it's like, ah, cool, we get to go to Uncle Cassius's houses. He's got a trampoline and a swimming pool.
Mm.
3 is Lorcan. 4 is Heavy Machinery. 5 is, I guess, Bobby.
Okay, so my favorite 5 is Aleister Black. Same with you.
Good.
Bobby Roode, Cassius Ono, uh, um, Eric Young, and like the fourth spot is fluctuating between Oni Lorcan and Killian Dane at the moment. It depends on if which one of them gets the more character building and such in the near
Yeah,
future.
that's fair.
Yeah.
So I noticed something kind of interesting. Hideo didn't do his like he does that thing where he does the double finger point.
Mm.
Didn't do that. He just walked out. An interview from earlier with Hideo, like the lady actually asked him if Hideo was heading back to Japan. That was weird.
Very.
Like I didn't even think that that was an issue. Like, oh no, he lost to Bobby Roode, who
The
everyone
champion.
loses to, the undefeated champion.
Yeah, if it was like, okay, you haven't won a match in like
If
half
it
a
was
year.
Andrade,
Yeah,
that would be one thing.
if it was Andrade, I'd be like, yeah, maybe he should leave because he hasn't won a match in ages in kayfabe.
Yeah, he just lost to Cesar Bonane.
I want a banana.
Vince wants a banana. So anyway, um, is it weird that Oni always fights faces?
Yeah.
Is
Actually,
is
when you think
does
about it,
NXT always does NXT think he's a heel?
I don't see him with a role because
I think he's just like
he hasn't done anything that's intentionally face-ish. But he hasn't
yeah.
done anything heelish either. He hasn't like attacked someone after a match or cheated
I
or
guess he's I guess he's just a good utility guy who can like do anything.
yeah. He's a tweener.
You know what it reminds me of? Like it was when Ty Dillinger was just starting to get over, and they were still having him fight faces.
Hmm.
So maybe they're lining up Oni to be the next Ty. I'd be cool with that.
But he won't get a
Uh,
really cool chant, will he?
mm, maybe like a lot of the crowd's already doing that one finger point, like when he walks to the ring. So he's got that. He's kind of got the crowd interacting going.
Hmm.
Also, while he was in Boston, Oni got the nickname the Collector.
Aha.
I want the backstory for that nickname. That's a strong nickname.
You know what? Want to know what it only is?
Hmm.
He collects spoons.
That's way less cool than I thought.
Yeah, it's like whenever he goes to a new town, he goes to a souvenir shop or something and buys a spoon. That is me just bullshitting right now, by the way. If that's it, I'm just going to crack up laughing because some low-level writer is watching us for some
Okay.
stupid reason.
We're not saying it, Larson. We don't have the low level rider. But yeah, this was this was stiff. This was a
Stiff.
good match. Yeah, like Hideo was laying into him, like what way more aggressive than he normally is, and cut to the end of the match. Like this is when things started getting really fun. So, um, Hideo started no selling Lorcan's chops, and he was just like, "Come on!" So Lorcan slaps him in the face, grabs him by the chin, slaps him some more, and gives him like 2 running uppercuts. Like Lorcan is so cool.
Yeah, Lorcan, I could see. It depends on if he has good mic skills or not.
He
Because
kind of does. Like they've done a couple interviews with Lorcan, and it's like he comes across as fairly normal.
mm,
Like, like okay, maybe not normal on the. That's not the word I'm looking for. He comes across as somebody who sounds confident on the mic. Like
yeah.
he sounds like he's just talking to you, talking like to a regular crowd. Like it doesn't sound scripted.
Oh yeah, like that's good. It's just I think he needs a storyline or something.
Definitely. Like go into his backstory. Talk about why he got that nickname, why he is such a badass on the streets of Boston. Like that's something you could do.
Mm.
So anyway, Itami ended up in the corner and the ref started checking on him, and that suckered Lorcan in for like a kick to the calf or something like that. And Itami just started throwing more stiff shots at him. And then he hits the GTS, pauses, picks him up, hits it again. Crowd is just laying into him now because it's like, no, that's our guy. And he hits a third GTS and starts looking for a fourth when Cassius runs down and tries to tell him to stop. And Hideo shoved Ono. Ono shoved him back. No DQ. Nobody else.
And it wasn't just like a shove with Cass. It was just like, oh, you shoved me. Boom, you're on your ass.
Well, to be fair, like Cassius is probably 70 pounds heavier than
Yes.
Hideo. So, but yeah. So Itami ends up walking out of the ring, and I guess the ref ended the match like
Yeah.
like Hideo won by ref stoppage because like Lorcan was dead.
Yeah, Lorcan sold those like a champ.
Yeah, because by the time he picked him up for the third one, he was basically dead weight. That was cool.
Mm.
But yeah,
I don't think
good
we
story.
had much after that.
We had a little bit, but yeah, it was a good story, and it was like it showed us like Tommy's pretty much heel now.
Yeah, Hideo is a heel, and he will be facing Cass at most likely Brooklyn.
I hope they actually do that a little bit earlier than Orlando, or not Orlando, Brooklyn. I hope they do it on an episode of NXT, just because it like that's how you avoid the stigma of like all of the matches are just like pointless jobber matches.
Well,
Until the
I'm saying like they'll have a match. Like I think they'll have a match on an NXT show,
mm-hmm.
but it'll be like DQ or something, and then they'll have a stipulation match at Brooklyn.
Okay, I guess that works.
Yeah, have a really good match on NXT that just gets like there's a DQ or something, something that leaves us unsatisfied and wanting an end.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so after that there was an Ember Moon interview. It looks like you're getting your wish. We're getting promos every week from Ember Moon.
Hey, I didn't want it, but okay, fine.
And you said low-level rider picked up on that.
I did say the only way she's going to get better is by doing them every week. I will admit that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's common sense. That isn't low-level rider.
Yeah.
That isn't low level writer Chan.
Okay, so she recalls her loss to Asuka at Orlando and how she missed Chicago, and she's taken some time to reevaluate herself, and she says that her next opportunity will be the opportunity. It was all right. She's got her red contacts back in.
Uh,
Yeah.
I have already exposed why I don't like those red contacts.
Yeah.
She doesn't need them unless you're going with the character thing, but she doesn't use the character thing, and we don't know what the
Maybe
character thing is.
maybe this is how they bring out the character, because it's like, you know how Finn Balor doesn't bring out the demon except for on big occasions.
Yeah, but we know what the demon is. The demon has been explained. We don't have a reason for why she has red eyes and why she does the things she does.
Yeah. Well,
She needs a backstory.
maybe this is their chance to, like, because they've got like 10 weeks until Brooklyn, so this is their chance to kind of lay down the groundwork and like come up with a character that could reasonably beat Asuka. So, we'll see. I've
I
got
still
I've got
say Asuka
if this
shouldn't
were
lose the belt. Right, well,
Mhm.
she should lose the belt, but not lose the match.
Yeah, like if this were Raw, I would not give them the benefit of the doubt, but this is NXT, so I'll trust that they can figure it out.
Mm.
So that led to our main event of the evening: No Way Jose versus Killian Dane.
God, Killian Dane is so good.
He's quite a good person, or not. Well, he's not a good person. He's
He is a good
angry.
wrestler.
He's a very good wrestler, and so they showed Sanity taking out Jose during WrestleMania week, and yeah, Jose came down and he was still doing his "No way, Jose" thing, but yeah. Oh, by the way, what do you think of Killian's theme song?
That was released on YouTube.
Yeah,
I like it.
sounds kind of Jethro Tull, like lots of flutes.
I'm Australian.
So Jethro Tull was around in like the 80s.
I'm Australian.
Uh, Shush you. So anyway, he's got a lot of flutes in his theme. Um, Alexander Wolf and Eric Young walked out with him, but like they went back up the ramp as the match started. It's kind of interesting because like I guess they didn't want a win over No Way Jose to be like tainted. Like they wanted to be like, hey, this guy Killian can beat No Way goddamn Jose without
Yeah.
us interfering.
I also think it was okay, just as a reminder, Killian is part of Sanity. This is a Sanity match, but
Hmm.
he doesn't need the others around the ring.
Right. Yeah. But like early on in
Establishing him as the Braun Strowman of the group.
that makes a lot of sense.
Hmm.
It makes a lot of sense. So when the match started, Jose, like he literally did the thing where he drew a line in the ring with his foot and dared Killian to step over it.
That was
What a
never
cool guy
going to.
that Jose is.
Jose, I don't think you understand. That man is most likely going to eat you.
Well, yeah, but like he broke his ankle, so it's just like, come on, fucker.
Yeah, the match was really good. Jose did work, but he was never gonna win this match.
Yeah, it was an all right match. Like it got Dane over big. Um,
Gave us
there
some
was
sympathy for Jose.
yeah, like there was a lot of like the crowd was really getting into. Like I like the crowd tonight because they had a lot of good chants.
Oh
Like
yeah,
they were they were chanting at Dane and were like fuzzy wuzzy. That was good.
I don't like the crowd.
Oh come on. I rather this crowd than the fucking like Green Bay crowd or some shit. Corpus Christi.
I was about to say, at least they said something. Looks over at Corpus Christi.
Yeah, like I will always prefer a smarky comes up with like funny chants and like tries to like one could argue get themselves over. I will take that a million times out of a million over a dead crowd who sounds like they aren't even interested.
Yeah, it's like, let me put it this way: the local indie fed here has a more raucous crowd than Corpus fucking Christi.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Dane hit a lot of big shots on him.
Mm.
Jose got him up for a TKO. That was impressive.
Yes, yes, it was.
Like, how heavy is Dane? Like 320 something pounds?
I could check if you really cared.
Go for it. Please check.
Okay, you entertain the people like Google stuff.
I will entertain the humans. So, Jose was like starting to get on a roll and started winding up for that baseball punt or baseball pitch, and Dane fucking headbutted him, and then did a shotgun drop kick into the corner, which yeah, that'll do it. That'll take him down. And then Ulster Plantation. Like I kind of like the Ulster Plantation, but I feel like it's the kind of move that takes a little bit too much work to hit.
Okay,
Like,
Dane.
I guess I feel the same way about the one-winged angel, but
Yeah, he is 322 pounds, which is 146 kilograms. He is 6 foot 4 inches, almost 2 meters.
nice. I do remember that they while he was in WCPW, didn't they like bill him in stone?
Yeah. Well, he is from Ireland, and they do use stone and such.
They don't do that for Sheamus.
Yeah, but that's because they're
Yeah.
not a British company. Oh my god, Damo appeared in TNA in 2006.
You're shitting me.
Yeah, during the Maximum Impact tour of UK. Huh.
Ah. Okay. probably like a dark match or something.
Same with their same with Global Force, Rev Pro, Evolution Wrestling, ICW.
But they actually did. Like, do you remember the Highlanders?
Yeah, the Highlanders, the okay Scottish team.
Yeah. Like, I only remember them because they were also built in stone.
Yeah.
Like, weighing in at 40 something stone, Robbie and Rory McAllister. They were the kind of team where it was like, they're okay. If they win the tag titles once, I'll be fine with that.
And look where they are now.
Where are they now?
That was my point. Anyway, that's pretty much the episode.
Yeah, he had the Ulster Plantation, that's your pin, and then he looked really angry at the copyright sign.
Yes. He doesn't like the copyright sign. It always gets in the way of the TV screen.
Get out of my screen. For I hate ya.
Anyway, yeah, I'm tempted to do a thing on Dominion later this week. You may see that on the channel. I do not know. Depends on if there's enough people in the group who want to do it as well.
I will try and get Dominion if I can.
Yeah. So we'll probably be seeing you guys next week, where we will definitely be talking more NXT. Is there anything else important coming? Oh yes, Money in the Bank. That's coming up.
Yeah, and also next week is the Triple Threat Elimination match.
Yeah. That's on NXT.
One thing we did miss, McIntyre's got a match next week too.
Yes, he does. But we will talk more about that once it actually happens on NXT. The countdown to the countdown to Adam Cole baby is counting down, and we're coming closer to Adam Senpai noticing us. I'm terrible.
Fuck, you're a weeb.
Yes, I am. I'm a massive weeb. I'm literally going to end this recording and go watch anime.
Goodbye, folks.
See ya.